Hello boys and girls and welcome to my live room, the Room of Boom. And look at this big boy here. That is the biggest studio monitor, a main monitor that Eve Audio make, and it sounds fantastic. It's called SC3012 because it has a freaking 12-inch woofer. But now you might ask, what is a studio monitor doing in his live room? And that is a very good question. And the answer is, today we're gonna do something freaking amazing. We're not gonna reamp something, that's boring. We're gonna re-room some pre-recorded tracks. I'm gonna take some rather dry sounding drum tracks and I will send them from my control room through this lovely monitor into this room, and we're gonna re-record them to give them some space, some ambience. That's gonna be a lot of fun, believe me. Let me set up, let's say, 2 pairs of room microphones and let's do this. I'm curious. Here we go. Back in my control room, and I've set up 2 pairs of room microphones down there. And I've done that exactly like I would do it when I record real drums. The first pair is behind some gobos, and it's a pair of ribbon microphones, Rode NTR active ribbon microphones, which sound great. There's a link below, check them out. Behind gobos, just to tame the higher frequencies a little bit, that's how I usually do it. You can see them right here. Then there's another pair of condenser microphones, C5600 from AKG, no longer available. And they are based on the C414s. They used to be the live version, the cheaper live version of that microphone. Anyway, no longer available. And they're much higher, and they are my trashy sounding room microphone pair. It's always there, and I use it on every recording. I will show you how I do this. So what I'm going to test now is if I can make a dry sounding drum recording a little more roomy, give it some ambience like if it was recorded in my live room. And what I'm going to use for this is the recording I did 2 weeks ago when I was in Czech Republic at Studio Propast with the amazing No Turning Back. And don't get me wrong, that is a great sounding room, and I actually have 3 different room microphone pairs set up, but I'm muting those tracks now. We're just going to hear the close mics and the overheads, and let's have a listen to the dry tracks. That is obviously just a rough mix, but sounds pretty cool. And as you see, all the room tracks are muted. So I'm gonna make a loop now, and I'm gonna send the entire drum group, you can already see it here, I'm using my reamping output, the entire drum group, the whole drum mix in mono to that Eve Audio monitor down there. And so let me turn this on. Muting the drums, and I'm gonna use this fader here to send the tracks into the room. So let's do that. Oh, I can hear some rumble in the background already. So let's see what we got. Looking good. Okay. So let's have a listen to the ribbon mics first. And what I want to try is, I want to try to already compress the drums on the way there. Like the output, the reamping output I'm using to send the tracks down there. So let's use the talkback limiter and let's see what happens. Nice, and let's use a little EQ. I don't need that much low end. But that sounds nice. A touch of ambience, a lot of low end. Remember, we're only listening to the pair of Rode ribbon mics right now. And that sounds promising. There's a lot of low end in there. It's a nice ambience. It just sounds like my room. Sounds like a room mic. Let's have a listen to the other microphones. They are here. You see, they sound a lot brighter, a lot cleaner compared to the more ballsy sounding ribbon mics. And that is because they're much higher, where things are more washy in that room. And I told you I'm going to do exactly the same thing like when recording real drums. And I usually distort those microphones on the way in. I clip my converters by cranking the gain of my preamp. So let's do that now. And for this, I prefer not to have a kick drum on the reverb send. So I'm going to mute the kick drum now and have another listen. This track obviously needs some processing, but for now it sounds good. So let's just record those two tracks. They're called Room Boom and Room Crunch. Let's just record that and see what happens. So let's turn off the send now so we don't send anything to the room anymore. Let's have a listen to the tracks. This is the pair of ribbons. And this is our crunchy track. But let's start with the ribbon mics. These are the dry drums. That works pretty well. Okay, so let's solo the ribbon mics and let's just process them like I would process my room mics in a normal drum session. Let's use Devil Lock Deluxe. Room mics love extreme compression, so let's do this. Sounds a little hard around 1 or 2K. And I want a little more low end. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe we can use split EQ instead. So let's just remove the transient information from the upper mids. And just boost the tonal part of the signal around 150 or something. And remember, I want to use this track just to give us a hint of ambience. It's supposed to be not audible as a room track, but you know, if you mute it, there's something missing. So let's find the right balance. That is nice, especially on the toms. You know, just a touch of room, a touch of ambience, and some more widespread low end. A little too much maybe. Let's go back a little bit. Nice. This just sounds a little more natural, if you ask me, ironically, because actually it's not. But let's get a little more dirty and let's try to blend our distorted track. Let's have a listen. This needs to be EQ'd. We got to remove the very highs and the very lows. Because otherwise it sounds too distorted. Nice. And it still sounds a little hard. I'm gonna try soothe on this one, maybe around 2K or something. Ah, this sounds fat and warm. All right, so let's try to blend this. Nice. Let's bypass both those fake room tracks. That's good. And I gotta say, that sounds really, really close to being recorded here at Kohle Killer in my live room, the Room of Boom. Especially on the toms. Like room tracks just add a certain magic and a certain sex appeal to drums. Like this, you know, it was possible to just add another dimension to the drums without using any reverb, which is cool, don't you think? Oh, I forgot to re-room the kick drum. Let's do that now. I don't think I need the distortion. But this one? Let's see if the kick is in phase with the main track. Nice fat rumble. Let's try to make this a little more stereo. Is that possible? Stereo enhancer. Oh, that's some extra low end punch. How nice is that? This is also cool, you know, by sending all the different drums separately into that room, you can mix your room track separately from the rest. You know, you can have more room on your snare or on your kick drum or on your toms and less on the cymbals. Endless options. So let's just blend the kick drum and the two other room mics we have. Yeah, this sounds like big rock drums. Let's bypass those three tracks. Nice. You know, and once I get this fine-tuned a little more, once I find the right mic positions, and, you know, it's the first time I do this. This will be even cooler. Okay, I hope that I could inspire you a little bit to do something like this. Try to get a big monitor into a cool sounding room and shoot. This can also be a nice tool in case your live room is too small, in case you can't use room mics in your live room. So you track the drums first, and then you go somewhere else to re-room those tracks. Into your local church, you know, bring Satan to the church. No, but anywhere, because you don't have to be super loud in that room. You know, it doesn't really matter how loud you are. Of course, you shouldn't be too quiet, but you know, you don't need to blast. You don't need to be as loud as a real drum set. So, you know, you can just play your drums in real time there, re-room them, bring them back to the studio, and have fun with them. Okay, again, I hope I could inspire you a little more. That's all for today. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Don't forget to subscribe to my email list where you can get free drum samples and IRs and shit like that. And you can meet some cool people on my Discord server. Follow the instructions below. There's a link. There's also links to all the gear I used in this video. Check out Eve Audio because they make great monitors. That's all for today. I love you all. I see you in hell, motherfuckers. Bye-bye.